If you have ever done Whole30, a juice cleanse, a 30-day detox, Ozempic, or any diet that within moments of stopping, you gained back everything you worked so hard to lose, then today's episode is for you.
Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So grab that cute notebook you've been hanging on to and let's go.
Have you heard about my brand new opportunity where you can work with me directly on all things nutrition? I'm so excited to tell you about my diet-free nutrition coaching sessions. In 1 hour, we'll set you up with the exact next steps you need to push the needle forward and get you the healthful body you are striving for. This is honestly the most personalized strategy call you'll ever have with a coach. So if you can use some guidance on what exactly you should be eating, how to stay consistent when you're tired after a long day at work and don't want to start cooking, or could simply use another brain to actually plan your menu for the next week, I'm here for you. Just head to coachrain.com/dietfree to book your one-on-one diet-free nutrition coaching call with me. That's coachraign.com/diet-free. And let's get started. If you have ever done Whole30, a juice cleanse, a 30-day detox, Ozempic, or any diet that within moments of stopping, you gained back everything you worked so hard to lose, then today's episode is for you. I had a diet-free nutrition coaching session with a wonderful woman this past week, and when I asked her what her overall desire with food and her body was, she said, "I just want a lifestyle. I'm tired of the yo-yo cycle. I don't care about losing 10 pounds in 10 days anymore if it doesn't last." And gosh, that tugged at my heartstrings because I've totally been there. And it is super frustrating feeling like you can never take your foot off the gas or you will spiral backwards and end up worse than before. Fortunately, in my time as a nutritionist, and even before that, just trying to find solutions in my own health journey with food, I have discovered the keys to making your diet a true lifestyle, not just a quick fix. Because she was right. It's not worth it if the results don't last. I want to feel good all the time, not just for the wedding or the vacation or whatever big event involving lots of photos. I want to take pictures on any random Tuesday afternoon and not hate how I look in them. And the whole reason I became a nutritionist was because I discovered the keys to sustainability with diet, and I wanted the credentials to help other people live them out too. I actually call my nutrition coaching program The Sustainable Way because that's the whole point. To give you all the tools you need to steward your body and be the healthiest version of you possible, but in a way that you can realistically do every day for the rest of your life. So today I'm going to give you 3 steps to make your diet a lifestyle. And the first step to making your diet a lifestyle is to establish boundaries. Call them rules if you'd like, but there's no way around it. We humans need boundaries. There was a study done, I forget where, so I could reference it, but essentially, they observed the children at a playground. It was a city playground, but wide open. No limits on where you could run, come and go as you please. However, all the kids actually tended to stay close to one another, almost in a pack, not running around much at all. Then, when they put a fence around the playground, creating a boundary between the playground and the surrounding public, suddenly the kids would run all over, exploring the entire playground to the perimeter edges. It became clear that the boundaries, although some may see it as limiting, these boundaries drew clear lines of safety. And when we feel safe, we feel free. The same can be applied to our nutrition. This is something I help every one of my clients establish for themselves. I call them non-negotiables and conditions. All that means is a set of rules you make for yourself to keep yourself on the path of success. When we can make things black and white, food decisions become way simpler. It's the gray areas that tend to trip us up the most. Here's an example from my own life. One of my non-negotiables is no fast food. It's just not even an option for me. And I set that rule for myself for a couple of reasons. One, I know the quality of food that comes from a fast food restaurant is not what I desire for the blessing of a body I have. Two, I always feel miserable after eating it. Three, I believe food was never meant to be fast. And in a lot of cases, speed causes compromise. So by taking away the option of fast food to even tempt me, I can make much better choices and stay on the path towards optimal health. It's non-negotiable for me. Even if I'm in the car with friends on a road trip and they decide to swing through a drive-thru, I have this rule for myself. So now it's an easy no. Not to mention, I avoid the mental jujitsu of feeling guilty and beating myself up afterwards. Sure, it took a while and some practice of saying no to it, but now it's a no-brainer. Not even a temptation. You might as well be asking if I want to eat a cardboard box. It's nutritionally equivalent in my eyes. So, step one is establish boundaries that are meaningful to you. Step number two for making your diet a lifestyle is to prune what isn't helping. This one can be a hard one to accept. But if your friend group is not on the same page, or at least in the same chapter as you with your health goals, it's time to find some new friends. And that doesn't mean you have to write off your other ones, but you've probably heard that statistic that we become like the 5 people we spend the most time with. Take a second and look at the people who you spend the most time with. And if they aren't living the kind of healthful lifestyle you desire, I can pretty much guarantee you will never get there yourself. So either bring them to your page or find new friends to spend the majority of your time with. This is also true with ideas you consume. You may need to unfollow accounts, stop watching certain shows, or get rid of that recipe book for the juice cleanse that you always fall back on when you're frustrated with progress, because you'll know it'll work for at least a week. A couple of years ago, I actually noticed this in myself and had to do an Instagram purge of various accounts that were not supporting my health goals. I had gotten into this habit of checking all of their pages for the flavor of the week or their new monthly menu. And then inadvertently, I created a temptation in myself that itched to be satisfied. But once I unfollowed them, it's never been an issue since. The whole out of sight, out of mind concept. So step number 2, prune what isn't serving you and make space for what will. And step number 3 for making your diet into a lifestyle, pray for endurance. Lord knows we need the strength. In a world that glorifies instant gratification and doing things as quickly as possible, remember that God does not live in the confines of time. In fact, he has a way of taking his sweet time according to our standards. I mean, the Israelites, for example, they were in the wilderness for 40 years before seeing the promised land. A journey that would have taken a few weeks, maybe even days, had they done things God's way. But God was more interested in their hearts and faith in him than being super quick with it. The detours that we experience are always on our accord, not his. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 36 says, "Patient endurance is what you need now, so that you will continue to do God's will. Then you will receive all that he has promised." Later in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, it says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a large crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race God has set before us." A lifestyle is the long game, my friend. I know it's not fun or sexy, but if you change your mindset to, who do I want to be in 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, a decade from now, it actually takes the pressure off of making any quote-unquote mistakes and gives you the margin to truly make habits that are molded into you. What most people don't realize is that your diet, meaning what you choose to eat, is actually a reflection of your character. And those don't just develop overnight. So pray for endurance so that you can continue when faced with temptations. Okay, let's play it back. If you are fed up with quick fix diets that low-key suck the life out of you and just want a lifestyle you can stick to that also gets you the health and fitness results you desire, here are the 3 steps to making your diet a lifestyle. Number 1, establish boundaries. Rules are good for us. Set ones that are realistic for you that also keep you on the path of success. Number 2, prune what isn't serving you. Who and what we surround ourselves with matters. We are highly susceptible to influence. Make sure your environment is in alignment with your overall goals. And number 3, pray for endurance. If we are on board to do things God's way, then buckle up for the long game. He'll give you endurance to survive the rough patches. You just need to ask. And if you could use some help with one or all 3 of these steps, that's exactly what I do inside my diet-free nutrition coaching. Sign up for a 1-hour strategy call with me, and we'll work through your biggest challenges keeping you from being your healthiest self. You'll walk away with very clear, simple next steps so that you can put it into action right away. Simply head to coachrain.com/dietfree to book your coaching session. I will note, spots are limited and they're filling up fast. So don't wait for tomorrow. Go to coachrain.com/dietfree today, and I'll see you there.
I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the Weekly Harvest, my weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for the Weekly Harvest. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.